Good evening one more time. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome, welcome to the 2018 Young Gifted and Black Celebration Ceremony. Give yourselves a hand tonight just for looking so good. As we get started, we're going to ask everyone to please stand for the singing of what we used to call the National Black Anthem. That's it.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on to victory is won.
Thank you so much, Alonzo Chadwick. And I don't have the name of the band here. Now, I know everyone in the band, but I don't know the name of the band. Zolful Music. I should know that. I should know that. I should know that's a shame. Alonzo and I are really good friends, and so the fact that I didn't know that right off, yeah. Yeah, I owe you. I owe you. I know. I know. Thank you again. Thank you again. And thank you for not allowing us to be able to sing along when you went on the riff at the end. We were all trying. We were tried, but I don't even want to. Yeah, I don't want to break it. So thank you so much, Alonzo. That was beautiful. We're going to get right into our program tonight. I have the honor of first introducing a wonderful leader of our school district. Once again, I'm going to say that Portland Public Schools has a wonderful new leader, And I'm going to ask, after I give a few words about Guadalupe Guerrero, that we give him a bit of a warm welcome tonight. He's probably in a good mood, being from, can I just call it the Bay? The Bay Area? Do we have anyone else in this building right now that has roots or family in the Bay Area? Okay, so you guys are celebrating a recent victory of a team, some team at the. Oh yeah, the Warriors. So I think it's apropos that the Warriors have recently reached the NBA Finals for the fourth time, and that we have a warrior for education that has come to Portland. Now, there are some characteristics of a good warrior. A good warrior has prepared and trained and is skilled in the use of his, her, or their, or non-conformant weapons. Just got to make sure if I missed something, somebody run up here and just tap me, and I'll make sure that I cover that. But our warrior is skilled in the use of his weaponry. He is well versed in all areas of educational leadership. And he has a vision that is larger than, I believe, what our city has seen in recent years. He's also the second best dressed person in the district. I mean, I don't need to brag on myself. You know, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. So please join me in welcoming our superintendent, Guadalupe Guerrero.
What'd you do that for? You know the translation for Guerrero, right? Warrior. It's my last name. I get around town to a lot of events, and man, every time I hear you, Alonzo, you do lift our spirits. So thank you very much. We're just coming downstairs from a challenging meeting where our leadership is tested, where we do have to think about how we serve all of our students, how do we take care of all of them, how do we do our best under the constraints under which that we have to operate. And regardless of perhaps things not being always as ideal as we know that they should be, we have students who persist, who demonstrate resilience, who struggle, and nonetheless shine through all of it. And I think we have a fine group here who show us through their brilliance. It is right that we are here this evening honoring and celebrating them. So I applaud all of you, and I'm looking forward to reading all of your biographies because you all have been busy at all ages, I noticed. So I commend you all for that, for being Portland Public Schools' best and brightest. Tonight we're turning the spotlight on you because you are our best and brightest. We're eager to share your stories, to remind our communities of the great things that you are accomplishing and what you still have ahead of you in your journey. You're excelling in the classroom, in your communities, on the sports fields, and at home. We talk so much about diversity in our district and your terrific representatives of our more than 4,600 African American and Black students. And within your group, there's also great diversity in your stories, in your circumstances. It ranges from the kindergartner who plays the drums. Raise your hand. Where are you? I'm gonna have to turn him over to the set over here maybe later. Drums and golf to 11 seniors who are about to begin the next chapters of their lives after high school as graduates. Congratulations. What's particularly impressive about these young adults is that oftentimes you understand in their stories that they juggle multiple responsibilities. It's not just the academic work that they keep up on. They're contributing to sense of teams, whether it's on the field or in their classrooms, in speech and debate, on Constitution teams. Many of you are filling large needs at home. You're bringing in extra income with your after-school job. You're filling in oftentimes, playing a parental role for your younger siblings. In many ways, you are being that rock. The journeys you've taken here are so diverse. Several of you are born and raised Portlanders who have watched this city change rapidly, even in your short lifetimes. And some of you have experienced being the only person of color in your classrooms. I know what that's like. I know what that's like. Others have gone through the foster care system to get here. 3 of you are immigrants to this country, and 2 of you spent time in refugee camps. So when I say that you have been persistent and that you've demonstrated resilience, we know that that is true. That you are all such outstanding students shows, as Martin Luther King Jr. phrased it, you're demonstrating the content of your character. And I'm looking forward to hearing your stories in greater detail. I know Dr. Leonard's going to help illuminate some of your stories and your journeys. And in our current cultural and political climate, it is so important that we hear those stories in particular. I'm not supposed to get political, but I am an educator, and there is some ignorance out there. All of you have lived much of your lives with the nation's first black president leading our country. In our district, we have schools named after such icons as Dr. King and Rosa Parks. And in the fall, we will reopen Harriet Tubman as a middle school. And I'm looking forward to hearing tonight from our esteemed principal who's leading that effort, Ms. Natasha Butler, as tonight's keynote speech. We are, of course, dedicated to diversity and equity. PPS, I'm having trouble with the way that word is being used these days. I think our actions should speak louder than some nomenclature. But we all know there's much more work left to be done, and none of us is satisfied with where we are at the moment as a district. But we are making strides. The transformation is underway. And despite all of those challenges, we have some incredible students who we are wishing adieu as they continue their journey, and some of which are going to continue to stay with us, so we're going to have an eye on you. You might not realize it, but you're contributing to that work with everything that you are accomplishing by becoming young adults, people who contribute positively to our communities. You are becoming great examples, those important counter-narratives at a time when we desperately need those examples. Thank you for leading the way. I celebrate you. Congratulations. Even on a challenging day, this young man keeps my spirits up. Thank you, Azelle.
Very welcome, very welcome. Our superintendent is a researcher. I definitely noticed that because he dug into all of you guys' stories. And that reminded me of a researcher that's very important to me, and we really made an error in starting this event before I got a chance to acknowledge this person. And so when I acknowledge this person, then I want her to stand. My wife, Nicole Watson. Yes, yes. My wife's an educator at Rosa Parks Elementary, and I love my wife, but I also wanted to just acknowledge her, that she's an educator in the room, and you'll learn if you're not married, you got to do that to, keep the peace at home, okay? We got to ride together tonight. So, moving right along. We are here to celebrate a wonderful group of students. We are here to celebrate an amazing group of students. We are here to celebrate an intelligent group of students. As our superintendent stated, a resilient, persistent group of students. Those are just a few of the adjectives that I would use to describe our keynote speaker, Natasha Butler. For those of you unfamiliar with that strange sound in the back, she is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Go ahead. Okay. Can I just, okay, no. LeBron does it? Okay. But I'm tasked with saying just a few words about Natasha Butler from Beaumont, Texas, not Beaumont Elementary. That's in the Port Arthur, Houston area. They put up a valiant fight. Against those Warriors, and I don't know if they had to try to beat the officials and the team. That's really tough. So Houston, you guys are winners in my book too. But when I think of Tasha, I think of what Maya Angelou said. She said that you don't always remember what a person says, but you remember how they make you feel. And I can remember days walking these halls feeling really, really tense and having a 2-minute conversation with Natasha, because she's always on the go, and leaving feeling uplifted, feeling like my spirit had been enhanced. And I wonder if that's the feeling that students get when they come into contact with her. And is that what draws so many people to her? I'm impressed by her diligent attention to detail with respect to getting Harriet Tubman, being a part of the team that's opening Harriet Tubman Middle. I've seen her work tirelessly, but I've also seen her practice self-care. The fact that she cares about herself enough to remain healthy lets me know that she cares about our students and is going to keep them healthy and the staff that reports to her healthy. I cannot acknowledge Natasha Butler without acknowledging someone that I know is important to her in her life. Has the initials JJ, he goes by Jonathan Jackson. He's explained to me that not only is she a phenomenal educator, a phenomenal leader, just what I would call a generally wonderful person, but she's a great mother, and he has explained the most loving partner that he's ever come into contact with. That, to me, is the marking of what I would call a Proverbs 31 woman. Not to be religious, but go ahead if you need to, there's a book titled Proverbs written by an old king. Read those words in the 31st chapter, and I challenge you to find one that does not apply to Natasha. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say other than you will be changed. You're going to leave out of here different after hearing her speak. So do me a favor. Turn your cell phones to silent, okay? Because you don't want to miss this, okay? And she might talk a little fast. We need you to listen quick, okay? Okay? I need you to listen quick. And if you do feel the need to tweet, if you do have to tweet or post, just use the hashtag YGB2018PDX. That's YGB 2018 PDX, Young Gifted Black 2018 Portland. Please use the hashtag. We would love to be trending by the end of the night, okay? Without further ado, Natasha Butler.
As 25 beautiful leaders and ambassadors for your school, community, and family, today is your day to be recognized as the gifts that you are. It is not by accident that you have been birthed. In fact, you have been divinely appointed to be change agents, radical movers, tearing down walls and building empires, to combat the unfair practices of racism and oppression. For you to fully understand your greatness, I stand today first with an apology. Because in my heart, I don't feel like we've done enough to protect you from the ills of racism, bullying, and pressure. In many instances, we have asked you to wait, when in fact, it has been an emergency. We have asked you to compromise or give up your place for the sake of peace, not wanting to ruffle any feathers. But today, I have come to empower you, encourage you, and enlighten you of your greatness, your being, your right, your blackness. Forgive us as a district for not protecting you as you walk down the hallways of school, as comments are made and stares are endured. Let me apologize if we have not created an academic atmosphere that has extended curriculum, opportunities, and staff that are culturally responsive and truly concerned about the daily affairs of your life. I am sorry if we have not created platforms that have allowed you to be vulnerable in a place of safety. I am sorry if you have experienced discrimination and didn't tell anyone for fear of being dismissed or misunderstood. I am sorry if your local community has vowed to keep Portland weird at the expense of your identity and self-worth. After all, weird is defined as unnatural, strange, and abnormal. And there is nothing strange, unnatural, or abnormal about you. In fact, your black skin is not a badge of shame, but rather a glorious symbol of national greatness. You are not a poster child for underserved communities. You build communities. You are not the minority. You are the majority. You are not odd. You are unique. You are not trauma. You are not foster or unfit. You are strong, precious, and enough. You do not have to take the back seat. You are worthy of first class. So don't allow the ills of racism, unjust acts, and unfair practices swallow you in defeat. These devilish elements are intentional setups to get you to bow down, compromise, and give up. The reality is that many see your gift, but only a few want to open up your package. Why? Because the haters know you are worth a whole lot, and that you have the ability to supersede and outdo anyone. Essentially, they are afraid of you. But you must stand tall and remain true to your beliefs. When at a crossroad of uncertainty, don't panic. Just stand still. take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is the right thing to do? Interrupt unjust acts. When it is wrong and unfair, call it out. If they don't hear you, scream. Because Black lives matter. Rely on the trusted voices in your life, your family and your friends, and the teachers who truly believe in you and see your worth. Shed a tear if you must, but don't stay there for a long time. Greatness is birthed out of a struggle. Keep pressing. Keep moving. Most importantly, just show up and be the best that you can be. If you're lost for words, simply recite the ABCs and remind yourself of your greatness. Tell yourself, I am awesome, bold, courageous, diligent, energetic, fierce, genuine, hardworking, intelligent, justly, kind, loving, masterful, natural, original, powerful, qualified, regal, soulful, transformative, unlimited, valuable, worthy, youthful, X factor, and zealous. You are the Black student that not only can be, but will be. You are the student that will walk the extra mile just to experience all that God has for you. You are the student that will look adversity in the face and smile because you know perseverance builds character. You are the Black student that will not allow negativity, pain, and pressure to define you. You are Kariana, Amaya, Anaya, Malaya, and Mercedes. Accomplished, great, grounded, humble, passionate, empowered, consistent, ambitious, creative leaders. When your mere presence and identity is questioned, let them know that you are Kanesha, Caleb, King, Joaquin, Madyson, resilient, justified, supportive, intelligent, selfless, sincere, committed, curious, scholarly, and outstanding. When you are faced with a challenge, say that I am Dominique, Veronica, Aslan, Kayasia, Diamond, spirited, mature, culturally and socially rooted, disciplined, exemplary, dedicated, dependable, and community-centered. When you enter the college or university of your choice, let them know that you are Samaritan, Janvia, Leilani, Riziki, confident, especially exceptional, resourceful, strong, independent, persistent, and an overcomer. When you are featured on the cover of a magazine, and you will be, let them know you are Maggie, Ariana, Marquita, Sincere, Norina, and Cameron. Courageous, centered, victorious, charismatic, generous, considerate, compassionate, friendly, determined, and aware. You are the Black student that applied to 20 universities, including Princeton, Harvard, and Yale, and got into all 3 of them with full ride scholarships. Don't question your being. You are more than your hair and the Jordans that you wear. It's your intellect, your character, your strength, your being. Don't forget to tell people your name with a strong handshake and a confident smile. In the season of chaos, confusion, racial profiling, and non-acceptance, we have been waiting for you. You are the leaders that will convert hate to love, problem solve with grace and sophistication. You are the ones your peers look up to. You will be instrumental in breaking the cycle of poverty and oppression. You are black and privileged. You own houses, banks, businesses, churches, nonprofits. You are senators, lawyers, police chiefs, presidents of Fortune 500 companies. You can do more than just tackle, shoot hoops, sing, and dance. You choreograph, write music, publish books, construct skyscrapers, and fly planes. You are the best president and first lady this country has ever seen. And you currently reside in a castle. You are great. You are more than enough. To my parents, guardians, and caretakers, when your child wakes up and walks into this mess that as adults we have created, it is your charge to tell them of their worth. You are the security guards of their hearts. You are the overseers of their minds. You are the writers of their story. You must speak life into them daily to shield them from defeat. You do not have to give a long, drawn-out speech. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you exactly what to do. I need our parents, guardians, and caretakers to stand. I need you to look directly at the beautiful faces that are in front of you. And I want you to look them dead in the eyes. And with great authority, again I say, with great authority, repeat after me. From this day forth, I will disrupt any situation that will abort the promise that is on your life. You are rich. You are favored. You are called. You are chosen. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. You are young, gifted, and black.
Since you took us to church, and I appreciate that. When we, yeah, that's, don't start nothing in here, okay? Just let that, as we would say, let that marinate for a moment. Let that sink into your spirit, into your soul, into the deepest recesses of your mind. Before she came on stage, I said that you would be enhanced. If you are not feeling that way, check your pulse. You may not be alive. No, I am serious, guys. You should be encouraged, empowered, and if you didn't know, now you are enlightened. Yeah, I was paying attention, Principal Butler. Okay? Before we move on to continuing your recognition, I want you to recognize some people in the room who are powerful, who are a part of our governing body. We have our board of directors, and if it is okay with you guys, I'm going to call your name, and I'd just like you to raise your hand so that these students know who you are, so that they know who to reach out to give the very valuable suggestions that we need to change certain things in our district. If they are not here, it is okay. Trust me, they are working, and they're working tirelessly for us. Rita Moore. And we can hold our applause to the end. We have quite a few people that we're going to be noticing tonight. Mike Rosen, Paul Anthony, Scott Bailey, Julia Brim Edwards, and that's the chair. I don't believe she is able to be here right now. And last from our board of directors is someone that I would like to introduce who's also going to be coming to the stage, and this is Julie Esparza Brown. What? No. Where you think you're going? You don't just, that's not how this works, okay? And I left out Director Amy Constam. Thank you, Mr. Bailey. Jonathan? My list was incomplete. Hey, listen, it's tough times right now. I had the pleasure of observing some of Julia Esparza Brown's campaign. And there's really one word, but I'm going to caveat it with two words. It was educationally ferocious, the way that she came in and took her spot at the table. Yeah. I need to know that I have people like that fighting for me. If there is someone that has to fight for my education, my very existence, trust and believe what you are learning is going to be with you for the next 50 years. I need someone that's not going to say, hey, excuse me, can I, do you mind if I get a seat at the table? No. That's not the type of person I need fighting for me. I need a ferocious opponent that I know that's going to go in and is not taking no for an answer. Some people say that will be willing to sacrifice their life. And that is the intensity that she brings to the table. Yes, I see you. Tú eres mi otro yo. Welcome to the stage, Julie Esparza Brown.
Director Scott Bailey is with me as well. Thank you so much. I am here to fight for everyone that looks like you, that looks like me, and everybody in between, and all students. I am, though, particularly proud to see all of you here tonight. As a student of color in a predominantly white school, when I grew up and my college looked that way, I know how hard you have to fight for excellence. So I want to congratulate you by saying felicitaciones, which is congratulations for my family's language. And speaking of family and community, I know you would not be here and be as successful without people standing behind you that are here with you tonight. Your family, your community, your caretakers, your teachers, your principals. You have a community behind you, your board members that are here believing in you. And we are so proud to welcome you here tonight. I'm also looking forward to the futures that you will have, and looking forward to hearing your stories when you come back to us to tell us what you're doing in college, what you're aiming to do with your lives, because you're going to make a difference. As Principal Butler has said, you are all special, and you're going to make a difference. And I'm honored to recognize you here tonight. So thank you.
So I'm 64 years old, and I still have a lot to learn. So when I was in school, A was for aardvark, B was for buffalo, C was for chicken. What I learned is that I need to go back to kindergarten and have Natasha Butler relearn my ABCs for me, because that just sets a whole new standard. So as our superintendent said, we just got out of a very tough board meeting, and it's been a pretty tough year in a lot of ways. But what has always cheered my heart, and it immediately happened when I came into this room, is seeing what our students are doing. And that's what's happened here tonight. So I just want to thank you all. We are so proud of you. I want to thank your parents and caretakers. I want to thank our staff who have worked with you. I want to thank our superintendent. And I want to thank Natasha for reminding us of the work we have to do fighting racism and oppression going forward. And that's why I ran for the school board. Thank you.
Again, guys, give it up for our board of directors. And to all of the students who will be returning next year and those who are moving on, these are conduits for you. These are bridges for you. Their email address is public. They serve us. So you can reach out to them. Those of you who will be here and after you leave, I encourage you, if you're not getting the results that you think you should be receiving, and you guys are excellent, they respond to email. Trust me, okay? I also would like to take a moment and recognize other people who can help us and who have helped us along the way. We have a representative, Marta Huembes Herrera. Did I say that correctly? She is from the Guatemalan consulate. Would you like to stand and be recognized? We also have from the Oregon State Board of Education, Kim Sordell. Did I pronounce that correctly? Thank you. We also have my friend and my fellow skate partner from the office of the Mayor Ted Wheeler, Antoinette Edwards. Here. Antoinette Edwards is looking for volunteers to be in the Good in the Hood parade. She wants to recognize Black excellence. Is that correct? Or excellence at the parade. I would encourage anyone interested after the ceremony is concluded to reach out to Antoinette Edwards. I love you, Antoinette. I was looking to see where was that on my script for tonight, but we here. We vibing. We vibing. It's a vibe. Hashtag ISSA VIBE. It's a vibe. I'm keeping that one. That was good. But moving on. We need to recognize our students, and I can tell y'all getting ready, like y'all ready to get out of here. So she told me to keep it brief, so I'm gonna try to do that. Dr. Carolyn Leonard. Oh no, that's not it. No, that's not it. I guess that's it then.
All you need to know about me is I work. I'm a native Oregonian, born here. My mother went to Portland Public Schools. I went to Girls Poly. 6 generations of my family are in Portland Public Schools. That's what you need to know. And I care about these children. I want to tell you kids, it was such a blessing to look you in your face and to talk to you about who you are. If somebody had offered me $10,000 not to do this, I wouldn't have taken it. That's how bright you are. You are our hope and our dreams. Every one of these children has a story that is worthwhile. Those of you who know me, I usually talk about children need to feel wanted, welcome, and worthy. You have added another word to what I'm thinking about. You are to be cherished. You can be in love with someone, you can marry them, but that doesn't mean you cherish them. And the memories you have given me, I will cherish it until I'm too old to remember. So I want to thank you. I want to have time enough to give each of you your just due. Every one of you, I had to condense your stuff down, and I want people to know just a little bit about who you are, okay? I want to commit to you, if there's an error in the book, if you give us 2 weeks, it will be corrected, and I will pay for it, because I don't want one word to be wrong about your story. So you have my commitment. Doesn't matter what Portland Public Schools does. If they won't correct it, I will. I have never, ever, each year just keeps getting better. My heart is so full, and I thank you, Natasha Butler, because you said so many of the things that were on my heart. My heart is overflowing. When my cousin Lolita worked with me on this effort, and I went home and I was telling other people about what I was doing. I told some of your stories and people cried. They cried because they saw hope in what you guys think, how you're dreaming, and what you believe in. So without further ado, I know we have a process. We need the superintendent. Who else do we need? Board members. If you would take your place here. I don't want to take any more time. My heart is full, but you have my promise. And don't lose my number. From now until I'm no longer here, if you need something, call me. And I'm a 24/7 person. So as we call your name, if you'll come up, and I will try to very quickly, because that man has a hammer, I'll try to very quickly highlight some things, and if I miss something, it's my apologies. The first person to be honored is Kyriana Cahy. Go ahead. She's the chair of the Good Decision Making Club. She does numerous things in her community. She created a partnership where she's going to co-teach dance. She's going to go to college and also pursue fashion and would like to experience being an NBA dancer. The thing that's unique about these students is they don't just have one goal. I'm gonna be a doctor, but I'm gonna have a fashion design business. They're not locked in. Our second person is Amaya Taylor. She earned a 4-point grade point average. She's an activist. She helped change a strip club into a community center. She's one of the artists who was invited to participate in the Hollywood Station, where they honored the people who were killed fighting racism. She's a restorative justice circle leader. And I'm sorry, just grab it from me. I get carried away. She also is well-rounded and well-grounded. Anaya Borders. She's a person who faces challenges head-on, is never afraid of change. She wanted to get better grades, so she decided she'd have to get up earlier so she'd get to that first class, and guess what? She got an A. She's active in the community. She's a cheerleader. She's the vice president of Black Student Union. She's passionate about being a leader in the community. She will study law and history at Agnes Scott College in Decatur, Georgia. Malaya Hawk Bradford. Is she not here? I'm going to tell you about her, though. She consistently excels academically, has a 3.96 grade point average, has countless hours in the community. She's a natural leader, and she is inspired by her honors English teacher and wants to be an English teacher. Mercedes Brookins. She is an outstanding student in arts and communication pathway. She wants to pursue acting, and she also wants to travel to Portugal to learn about her heritage. Kanasia Brewer, she faced bullying and she faced discrimination when she was in Longview, Washington. But she said she let that bullying make her go higher in terms of what she would do. In other words, she showed out and showed them she was better than anything they could think of. This is a young lady who uses self-talk to face her challenges. She talks to herself about being better, handling it. She's currently writing a book, The Smoky Dream. She has above a 3.5 grade point average, and she wants to be a pediatric psychologist. You go, girl. Caleb J. Washington. He is hooked on math. Math is his best subject. He plays forward for a soccer team, Portland City United, and that's a little different than the Park Bureau soccer teams that are available. He's active in his church, volunteers when he can. He co-produced a video to help families understand how to sign up for Run for the Arts. He's a member of the Black Student Union, and his father is his role model. King James Wade. This is a young man. When I read what the teacher wrote, I thought, nobody's that good. And I said, I don't want to put my name on anything that is not validated. And so as I struggled to look at what he does, he's very young, but he has leadership skills, compassion for others, loves math, speaks to everybody, friends at every grade level. He's a mediator. He works with students with special needs, and he's active in his church choir. This is a kindergartner. But more important than anything else, I thought, well, how does he get this? And just in casual conversation, I was mentioning that I was writing about him. A community member stepped forward and said, that's all true. He's got a father and a grandfather and a great-grandfather. His great-grandfather and his father are ministers. He sings in the choir, and he's learned how to mediate by being with men who nurture him. So he does what they said he did. Joaquin Johnson Chester. He loves taking AP history. He's dually enrolled in math, algebra 3, 4, and geometry. He's captain of the football team. He also wrestles. He says that good attitude plus effort equals success. And he said one of his coaches told him that. He loves working with his hands, and he has great plans. He says he's willing to go to four-year college, but if the NFL would draft him, he would want that. Okay? Madyson Roach. Madyson Roach is an outstanding scholar. She earned a 4.0 her first semester in high school. A lot of kids don't even know that the grades count in high school. That, it takes them a couple semesters to figure out those grades are going to add up cumulatively. She plays volleyball, basketball. She handles business on and off the courts. Math and Black history are her favorite subjects. She wants to leave Oregon, and she wants to be a therapist or a lawyer. Dominique Jackson, she participated in the Maurice Lucas Academy. It's a 3-year program that begins at 6th grade. She volunteers 20 hours each semester. If she continues that and keeps her 3.5 and above grade point average, she will go to college debt-free with a full ride. She took a picture of her mother that was displayed in the Portland Art Museum. Veronica Rashid. Well, I want to share with you, even though she's not here, she happens to be a triplet. And the team that was working on deciding who would get this had a hard time selecting one out of the 3. She's an outstanding student. She's a scholar athlete. She thrives in an AP English environment. The National Academy, she's a National Science Academy nominee. She's vice president of the Black Student Union. She's a key member of the advanced dance team. She has taken several things that she's written and transformed them into dance and cultural presentations. She is an excellent student. Aslan Newsom. Aslan is a poet who has been performing since 4th grade at venues such as Reed College. She was involved in America Scores Poetry Slam. She's awarded an opportunity to go to the Writers' Workshop in New York. She loves K-pop. I didn't know what that was before, and she wants to learn Korean. If you don't know, ask some of the young people, they know. She clicked, and this is important, she clicked with her language art social studies teacher, and she says that they had a relationship such that he taught her and she taught him. And that's what we're looking for in the schools. We can learn from each other. Keisha Lane. She is enrolled in an active member of the Health Biotech program and the Jefferson Middle College. She already has 30 credits toward her college education. She was selected to participate in the Future Medical Leaders National Conference in Baltimore, Maryland. She received an award from the National Academy of Physicians and Medical Assistants. Diamond Baker, and Diamond is D-Y, Diamond Baker. She's an outstanding leader, mature beyond her years. She was class president for 3 years. This year, she's co-president of the Jefferson Student Body. She wants to continue the legacy of her grandmother, Pastor Mary Overstreet Smith. And for those of you who don't know who she is, ask somebody. Ask somebody. She is so good at what she does that when Congressman Bloomerhauer was in town, she was the one who introduced him at a meeting. Samaritan Kunden. This is an exceptionally high achieving student. Made it real difficult for me because there were 6 pages of information and how to reduce it down was really hard. He's completing the requirements for the International Baccalaureate Diploma. He worked on the PPS school bond, so that's something that we can be very proud of. He also is co-president of the Black Student Union and Brothers of Color. He volunteers in his community. He translates documents from Arabic to English. He tutors, and he serves on a number of boards in the community. John Vier Gasabato. He was born in a refugee camp in Rwanda. His father passed away when he was 11 years old. He came to this country with his mother, 3 brothers, and 3 sisters. He speaks 3 languages. He tutors immigrants with their French. Now, here's what someone said about him. He will continue to be a powerful and persistent leader of change. Leilani Wilson. Leilani Wilson is amazing. She lives with her father, who has suffered a stroke and is recovering. She works 3 jobs and sometimes only gets 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. She volunteers in many activities. She's still involved in things in her school. She has also completed a number of rigorous internships. But beyond that, she's looking out for her dad. She's reading the medical information about what makes sense and trying to help him follow the natural path way of becoming better. She received a scholarship from the Black United Fund and has a full ride to Lewis and Clark. She wants to be an obstetrician and a nutritionist. You see what I mean? These kids are not locked in. They say, I can be this and I can be that and I can be the other. Riziki Hussein. Riziki was born in the Congo. Her family fled to Tanzania. She lived in at least 3 refugee camps. She continues to challenge herself. She is fluent in 3 languages. She will graduate with 20 college credits. Maggie St. Prix. It's hard for me to believe that all this power is packed into an 8th grade student. She was born in Grand Turk, Caicos Islands. She has parents and step-parents. She says there is no such thing as step-parents. She has 2 moms. She has 2 dads. She communicates very well. She's making solid A's and B's. She's focused on building her character socially, emotionally, mentally, and physically. She considers herself able to represent. She is a rapper, and her rapper name is Belle. Adriana Moorhead. Now you have to understand, this young lady, until the Trayvon Martin killing, said she wasn't really aware of what her purpose or her calling was. But she was awakened by that. She started a blog about her experience as a young black woman. She is described by others as being mature, poised, and a strong person. She has become passionate about race and social justice. She is a proud black young lady. Marquita Smith. Things don't always start out as they should, and this young lady turned it around. She went from 70% attendance to over 95% attendance. Grades went up, influence went up. She became the MC for a number of assemblies where there were over 900 students present. This young lady didn't just step up to the plate, she's got friends and she's helping them step up to the plate. She wants to be a doctor. Now here's something you need to listen to carefully. She is her own role model. She looks up to herself and she looks at herself to see what she's doing right and what she's doing wrong. Sincere Bartlett. Sincere Bartlett excels in her schoolwork and never shies away from a challenge. She's unafraid to speak her truth in any environment. She loves English and writing. She participated in the Verselandia poetry jam. She regularly contributes to the Wilson Equity newsletter. She assists with professional development for teachers and staff at her school. And she says that she has amazing parents. Oh, I'm sorry. I think you need this. Norina McCleve. She is a scholar athlete. You have to read about her. She has a 4.018 grade point average. She's in basketball. I mean, she's lettered a lot, like varsity, volleyball, and track. She sings, she plays the piano and the guitar. She went to a national competition in New York, performed a monologue from an August Wilson play on Broadway, you guys, on Broadway. Cameron Johnson. Cameron Johnson excels in math and reading. She loves ballet, and she would love to meet former President Barack Obama. And this young lady, it's important to say, there were two people that contacted me about these interviews. One was the young lady at Alliance, her counselor called me, and then her teacher called and said, I'll get her there, because we didn't have a lot of time to get this done. This has been the most amazing group I've ever dealt with. They have great potential, and what I would say to us is not only make them welcome, wanted, and make them feel worthy, but cherish them. They are us, and we are them.
Well, we are just about at the end of our ceremony. We are just about at the very end of our ceremony, and I've been tasked with closing remarks. So, closing remarks. If anyone ever watched Def Comedy Jam, my closing remarks are going to be really, really short. But I need Aslan and Diamond. Ms. Wade, where you going? Yeah. This is the 8th annual event. Ninth annual event. And the team seems to get smaller and smaller. But there's one constant. And her name is Andrea Wade.
I would just like to say real quick, thank you from everyone here that was nominated. Thank you for giving us this amazing opportunity. We could not do this without you, so thank you so much.
So I would just like you to shake someone's hand, hug someone's neck, tell them you love them. And let me introduce, as we leave, Alonzo Chadwick and Soulful Music. God bless you. Thank you for coming out. Have a great night.
Kids.
If you were recognized tonight, we want to get a group photo. So if you just hang tight, if you were recognized, we want to get a group photo with you guys and the board members. I made a brief error. Sorry about that. Just one quick moment to have a seat and let's get a photo with the board.
Very superstitious, writing on the wall. Very